So after our hard-fought battle to receive our first gym badge, we decided to turn our attention to the east. It was time to see what Arven was up to. And there seemed to be a lot that we needed to do in this area. We were going to spend a little time here. However, on our journey, as is the usual, we had to make a few stops along the way. We battled. We won. We made a new friend. We adventured. We collected some more coins. We adventured some more. We made another friend. Actually, we didn't. Just kidding. Our Eevee came through and helped us force Charcadet to realize that becoming our friend was for the greater good. We done somebody. This is the greatest sound ever. And after we ourselves did a little dun, we received a call from Arven, our friend who were just coming to see the Stony Cliff Titan. And we were told something a little different, high up on a cliff. Which makes sense, I guess. Stony Cliff, but what exactly does that mean? And while we pondered that, we decided to visit a Pterodon. Because we knew, judging by the name Titan, it was going to be a struggle. So after making a new friend, we decided to take on the area's toughest trainer, the mighty Severino. And while Severino knew how to play the weaknesses, he could not play them well enough. For the power of friendship, teamwork overcomes all. And with his Skittle coming out, the power of friendship did not prevail. At least not for our poor Curlia. But that was okay. Or so we thought. Severino was going to be a little tougher than I had imagined, but he was a great warm-up for the fight to come. It was time for Biscuit Maker and our insanely powerful, stalwart Eevee to turn the tides of this battle, knocking out Wigglytuff. And Skiddo. But that was not all Severino had, for we had to take on the terrifying, terastallized Mastiff, a dark type. What could we possibly have to take on a dark type? What a fairy type move. And a powerful seed bomb, and that was not as difficult as I thought. Severino led off strong, but alas, he could not finish. And we were slowly getting our team ready for a Titanic showdown. But that was not enough. We needed more. We needed more visits to Terra dens, because you never know who you're going to find. They just might be the ones to save your hide. Except for maybe this Flittle. I mean, it's a little Flittle. It's not going to be anything good. As we made our way through, I thought I saw something really weird. A cloth on the wall? Is this maybe what Arven meant when he said the Titan might be up high? Perhaps the Titan would provide a little more of a challenge than that cloth. And there, that was exactly what Arven meant. Up high was a massive cloth. But it's a cloth, nonetheless. And as we just learned, cloths kind of go down quickly to Biscuit Maker. But before that, we needed to gather our bearings and see what the area held, and also make a new friend. And another new friend. With ourselves ready, we believe to be ready, we decided to chase this Titan. And a chase it would be, while it may have had the height advantage now, it put itself in a bit of a precarious position because I could now reach it. Well, I thought it was scrambling to safety. It in fact was putting itself in position to lose. But as I got close, this cloth was actually very intimidating. This was massive. Way larger than the last one that we saw. And we were going to struggle. This was not going to be as easy as I thought. Biscuit Maker, unfortunately, could not hang on, despite a valiant effort. But Arcrulia deftly danced away and secured what seemed to be an easy victory. We chased the cloth. We actually thought we were going to get the surprise jump on it, but it had a surprise of its own, for you see, it had uncovered something. But what was this? It was the Herba Mystica that Arven had told us about, and just in the nick of time, Arven himself showed up to try to give us a helping hand. And thanks to that Herba Mystica, this cloth was now almost unstoppable. Even with Arven's help, we were going to struggle, but I had a trick up my sleeve. It was time to terrestrialize Biscuit Maker and do some serious damage to this cloth. Or so I believed. Biscuit Maker was one shot, and that was a wasted Terra Orb. We could no longer terrestrialize. What were we going to do? We were going to take advantage of some more type play. A little setup from Palmo, our fighting type. A little help from Arven's Dolive was going to set the stage for this phase of the battle. And with a little bit of a helping hand from Dolliv, Pomo began to lay into this cloth over and over. And while we may have lost Dolliv, that did not matter as Pomo continued the onslaught. And little by little, it chipped away at this cloth, but it had another trick up its sleeve. A berry. And Arven's second Pokemon, a Capsicid, was no help to us. But Pomo continuing the onslaught. Well, it was having no effect on this cloth. This thing was now nigh unstoppable. And now with Arven's Nacli in the mix, Pomo continued even more. Maybe this was going to be enough. Maybe with a double super effective from Nagli's Mudshot and Pomo's arm thrust, we could finally do this. But Cloth yet again with a trick up its sleeve. While its defenses may have dropped, its super powerful attacks were coming even harder. And even though Pomo gave it its best shot, it was not to be, and Pomo went down, not without a fight. Our stalwart Eevee was up, and Eevee did some serious damage combined with Nacli. And while Nacli went down, all of a sudden we were left alone. Eevee nearly defeated the cloth, but now all of its attention would turn to us. And it came down to one of the newest members, the small but mighty Flittle. And Cloth was defeated. We had defeated the first Titan Pokemon, and we got a hard lesson in why these are called Titans. But we had prevailed, and it was time for us to see if we could perhaps find some more Herba Mystica in this Cloth's cave. And wouldn't you know it, there was indeed more. This beautiful plant, this Herba Mystica, it was said to have some strange healing powers. Did that only affect Pokemon? Did it only make Pokemon more powerful? Or would it help us? There was only one way to find out. And that is to try some ourselves. And with a little help from our gourmand, Arven, we had ourselves a tasty little treat. An Herba Mystica sandwich. And with a new badge added to our collection, it was time to finally unwind and enjoy ourselves. But of course, when there is a sandwich present, so too must Miraidon be present. Because we were quick to learn that this thing absolutely loves sandwiches, and let's be honest, that is indeed my fault. But I wasn't all that hungry, and I knew Miraidon was, and in one bite, Miraidon went through the food. I felt a little bit bad, but at the same time I knew Miraidon needed it. Miraidon had been through so much, it was helping us. So we had to feed it, of course. Arven, being nice enough, gave us half of his sandwich, and Miraidon seemed like it was going to eat mine, but instead, something happened. Miraidon seemed to power up. With a new glow about it, it was time to be getting on our way. And Arven indeed was a pretty good chef. And it was time to leave. And Arven was acting rather strange. But no matter, it was time for us to continue on our journey, our new and improved Miraidon, our knowledge of these titans and what battling them entailed. And I thought I heard Arven saying something as I left, but maybe not. As we left, we received a call from the professor. It seems the professor knew somehow that Miraidon was now powered up, and we can now dash with Miraidon. This would make traversing all of Paldea just a little bit easier. Badge in hand, stomachs full, powers regained. It was time for us to go and explore. Our treasure hunt was still ongoing, and it was time to see where we would go on to. And I had a bit of an idea, because I remembered when I last looked at my map that there was a lot going on here. There's some things I need to take care of in this region. And so I set my sights on Artisan and gym leader Bracius, the verdant virtuoso.